Hi guys, welcome back to GoZoo, the virtual zoo that allows you to learn about any animal, anytime, and anywhere in the world. So today I'm actually not in the zoo, but I'm in the GoZoo mountain cabin. Isn't it nice? So I'd come here just to have some peace and relaxation. And since you guys are here, before we talk about the animal for today, I wanted to tell you a beautiful story I've been reading. It's the story of the ugly duckling, and you'll see how it relates to our lesson for today. Once upon a time, there was a duck. She lived in the forest. One day, she laid some eggs. After warming them carefully, the duck waited for the eggs to hatch. As she watched, 3 of her eggs cracked and 3 lovely ducklings came into the world. The mother duck was overjoyed, but the largest egg was still there. At last, the great egg burst, but it was large, gray, and ugly. The mother duck looked at it. "Oh no! He can't be my baby. How ugly and different he is from all my other children," Mother Duck said. The ugly duckling was hated by his brothers and sisters. They would often mock at him. The ugly duckling felt so sad that he ran away from home one day. Walking alone, the ugly duckling came upon a house. As he peeped inside, he saw an old woman sitting. At her foot sat a cat and a hen. Suddenly, the woman noticed the duckling. At first, the woman cuddled the duckling, but the very next moment, she screamed at him in anger. "Away from me, you ugly duckling!" The duckling ran out of the house. Once again, the poor duckling went walking sadly. He spent the rest of his day and night crying all alone. He felt lonely and miserable, but the ugly duckling was hopeful in his heart. Then one day, the duckling saw a pond. His eyes lit up in joy, as he had never seen water after so many days. The ugly duckling hopped of joy. He swam to his satisfaction, but his happiness was short-lived. Winter had started and the cold wind had started to blow. Due to cold weather, the pond had frozen. Now the ugly duckling couldn't swim again. A little while later, a kind farmer happened to pass that way. Taking pity on the duckling's miserable condition, he took him home. The farmer nursed the duckling and soon the bird was well. Then the farmer left the duckling in the pond. One morning, the duckling saw the beautiful swans around him. The duckling was ashamed of himself and bent his head low. And then he saw beneath the water his own reflection. It was the reflection of a swan. He was no longer a gray, ugly bird. The duckling was amazed. Actually, he had grown into a beautiful swan. Those beautiful swans were his brothers and sisters. The ugly duckling remembered how everyone used to ignore him. The ugly duckling now heard the swans say that he was the most beautiful amongst all of them. Now he was no more the ugly duckling. The end. What a beautiful story. It reminds me of the swans that we have in the zoo. So I think we should learn about swans today. And let's learn especially about the Tundra Swans. So let's begin our lesson. The Tundra Swans have white feathers, a black bill with a yellow mark close to their eyes and black feet. Tundra Swans are omnivores, meaning they eat both plants and animals. They eat things like shellfish, aquatic plants, and grains. They get their food by ducking their heads into the water. The Tundra Swans are migratory birds. They move to the north when winter comes and the weather gets too cold for them. They move by flying with their majestic wings. Because Tundra Swans mate for life, they would usually fly to the winter homes in family groups until the young swans are old enough to know their way. The Tundra Swans have their babies in the north of Alaska where it's nice and warm. The pair too will mark out their territory and build a nest from grass, twigs, and mud. The female swan will then lay the eggs, usually about 4, and incubate them for about 32 days. Incubation is when the mommy swan sits on top of her eggs to ensure that they are always warm until they hatch. While she does this, the daddy swan guards the nest from any form of danger or intruders. Baby Tundra swans are called cygnets. When they are born, they are grey in color with pink legs, beak, and feet, just like the one we talked about. The baby swans have to learn to fly fast because the summertime doesn't last long, and once it's over, the entire family flies back to the north. If the baby bird doesn't know how to fly, they would usually get left behind. It takes baby swans about 2 years to develop into their adult form. A group of swans is called a wedge of swans. This is because of the shape they form when they are flying, but when they are on land, they are called a bank. Okay guys, it's time for me to go to bed and have a nice long nap. But before we go, it's catch up time! The Tundra Swans have white feathers, a black bill with a yellow mark close to their eyes, and black feet. Tundra Swans are omnivores, meaning they eat both plants and animals. Baby Tundra Swans are called cygnets. Okay guys, till our next GoZoo adventure, remember, everyone is beautiful in their own way. Bye for now.